So who here is familiar with a guy who goes by the name of Turkey Tom? He's a YouTuber, got a pretty big audience too. 146,000 subs. The first time I actually ever had a run-in of sorts with Turkey Tom, like knowing who he is. I'd never seen any of his videos and recommended or anything like that, or at least I didn't notice any. I was watching Vosh doing a gaming stream. He was playing, I believe, Hollow Knight. He was doing like the Pantheon thing, and Turkey Tom was in chat. This is back when Vosh was streaming on DLive because reasons. And so Vosh was streaming on DLive, and Turkey Tom came into chat, and I remember he was saying something along the lines of, I'm interested in talking to you, to Vosh, not to me. I'm interested in talking to you. I've got a lot of friends who would love me talking to you, and a lot of friends who would hate it. And that was basically all that came from that. From my knowledge, Turkey Tom isn't going to be speaking to Vosh, though I would like to see that. But shortly after that, just to get an idea of what his content is like, because, you know, my interest was piqued, I decided I was going to go to his channel. And what I found was him defending Alex Jones and just some general anything ranging from just talking about like YouTube drama to political stuff, and generally it's from a right-leaning perspective or a reactionary perspective, right? Ian McDonald, thanks for 99 USD. I appreciate, or 99 cents USD. Thought crimes, though? Yeah, I mean, these are pretty reactionary-leaning videos, but the one that stood out to me the most was the Alex Jones story. This is the info war. This is the one that stood out to me the most. And in this video, at least from what I've heard, he apparently defends Alex Jones. You know, Alex Jones, the guy who's a scam artist who sent an entire fan base to dogpile the parents of the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting because he claimed that they were crisis actors. Yeah. Can we go down the list of terrible things Alex Jones has done? There's quite a few. There's a lot. So
this video,
we're gonna watch Turkey Tom. Now I want to preface this by saying I think Turkey Tom is like 17 years old. Maybe he's older now, but last I heard, people were saying that Turkey Tom is like really young. And he's like, I think he's like 17 or 18 now. I don't know. He might be 19 at this point. Like, but from what I heard, he's like a pretty young dude. So maybe he's just a little like misled and not a bad faith actor who's trying to spread misinformation or make excuses for, you know, bad people. Who knows? But he's a zoomer, that's for sure. All right. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to watch the entirety of this 48-minute video. It's pretty fucking long. But I tell you what, we're gonna speed it up a little bit. We're gonna put it on that that fat 125 speed, and we're gonna sit back. We're gonna relax, and we're gonna see what our boy Turkey Thomas has to say.
The video will contain content that may disturb some viewers, including discussion of tragedies of all shapes and sizes. If that does not sound appealing to you, then please turn back now. Additionally, please do not attack or harass.
Yo, is this a little bit loud? All right.
Any of the people mentioned in this video. It has been created for edutainment purposes, not for the purpose of riling up a mob to harass others. Thank you.
Too bad Alex Jones didn't say that before saying the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting were crisis actors and then sending his entire fan base after them. Oof.
So whatever they do to me, I'm a man. I'm not sitting up here like I'm the biggest badass around, but you punch me, I'm gonna punch back. And I can sit back and tell you my family name is secure, and I've done the
I'm sorry, I can't. Alex Jones is just a wretched piece of shit, but I can't not laugh anytime I see a clip of Alex Jones. He's just a cartoon character. He's a horrible person who causes just demonstrable harm on the world. His existence and his presence online and having a fan base causes just demonstrable harm on the well-being of many people. But I will say, the guy is fucking hilarious.
The job I'm supposed to do. It's not some power trip, it's just who I am. I look at Stephanopoulos and all these sacks of shit sitting there telling us they're going to leave the country. Listen, you son of a bitch. You're scared this country's going to throw your carpet-bagging ass out. I see you, you little bloodthirsty maggot. Whatever happens to me, I just pray to God you get brought real low for what you've...
I just want to remind you, you're watching this on 1.25 speed, too. So the normal speed is even slower and even deeper than what we're hearing right now.
Done, you little son of a bitch. So you understand one thing. There's a real world out there. There's a real God. There's a real devil. And for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And I want all the little men to know something. You were brought up as pieces of shit. and you thought you could dominate everybody because you were so insecure. And you thought people that were better than you were bad because they were better than you, and they were building a stairway to heaven for you. And so now you've started fights with people that are going to break every bone in your body. So when you metaphysically have had your sternum broken and your ribs broken and your little neck strung up, you remember that you ran into real men, and we kicked your ass. Now I'm done till tomorrow. I'm going to turn it over to Darren McBreen and Owen Schroyer. But make no mistakes, this is real. This is the info war. Oh, God, they're never going to stop. They're going to put drugs in the food and water more intense when we barely can resist. I mean, it's just so evil. Everybody's going to be dying of cancer all around us, just with potbelly pedophiles hopping around like it's a Super Mario Brothers, grabbing our children, giggling, bouncing onto the next with SWAT teams defending them as they just pick which kids they want. And as giant third world hordes just pour in, raping everyone, just sexualizing our children, ruling everything, debasing the currency, drugging the food and water, giving everyone cancer, and just dancing to their god of death, selling body parts, chopping up babies, the battle of the scalpel. I mean, it's just on.
Hey, listen, credit where credit's due. This is fucking amazing. This is an amazing edit, and I don't know if Turkey Tom himself made this, but this is an amazing edit. Like, hey, credit goes to where credit is due. Okay, listen, we're gonna be taking some pokes at Turkey Tom in a minute, but hey, when I see good editing, I gotta point out good editing. Okay.
On hell on earth, the gates are opening, and out will flood the armies. And by the way, I like Ted Anderson's VCU. I mean, those are the shows on there, and they think they're all in competition with me. And I was crap. I'm not in competition with any of you people. I'm in competition with the devil. I'm in a death battle. And now you see the enemy say they're in a death battle. They know they're in a death battle. Only the spirit of knowing you're in a death battle will have you win. I don't know how all this is going to end, but like I told him 1,000 times, you want to fight? Better believe you've got one. You want to enslave my spirit? No! And I'll call on God to protect me and use me however God sees fit. And if I've destroyed my whole family with it, I don't blame God. I blame the stinking trash who will pay. Now, and the devil that deceived them was cast in the lake of fire. And
How long does this go on for? Okay, it looks like it's...
stone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be.
Hold on, can we talk about something really quick? I want to, there is something I wanna, like, touch on really fast. I think it's, imagine if Alex Jones is a leftist? Jesus Christ. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. Really fast. I want to give my take on what we just saw, because I think it's actually pretty important. Outside of, like, left-leaning political groups online, I see Alex Jones trivialized a lot, as though he's just this crazy, skeevy snake oil salesman that's just, kind of crazy. But he's mostly just playing a character. He's mostly just a joke, right? Someone to laugh at, someone to make fun of. But at the end of the day, he's not causing any actual harm. It's not like he's people believe what he says, right? And the people who do are already crazy, so they're not gonna, they're gonna believe that stuff anyway, right? And that's generally the main vibe that I get from just the non-political part of the internet when they reference Alex Jones. He's just sort of like a lolcow, right? The problem is, Alex Jones is a pretty damn big figure. The guy's got a lot of people who follow him. He's got, like, his studio is in, like, a secret location with armed guards, from what I've heard. He makes a shit ton of money. He's got a massive fan base. His rhetoric and his words, the conspiracy theories he puts out there, have a lot of people just willing to believe them. And some of these cause actual legitimate harm. And then there's obviously, like, we can go through the whole, like, he's a snake oil salesman thing as well, obviously. I mean, the dude has been proven to just lie about what his products do. I mean, like, I think he sells these, like, men's vitamins that are just, like, I remember, like, Paul Joseph Watson did a thing where about soy boys, and it turns out that his men's supplements have more soy in them than Brain Force has more soy in it than, like, any of the products that are stereotypically considered soy boy products. That was pretty funny. Yeah, Brain Force Plus. Like, the guy's a I wouldn't say a grifter. I think he believes what he's saying. Actually, I know he believes what he's saying, because from eyewitness accounts of people who know him in real life, this is how he actually is. He hams it up a little bit for the camera, but he is fucking, god damn it, Twitter's watching. They're gonna clip me doing saying some ableist shit, so I gotta be careful. He is generally, or genuinely, this wretched of a human being in regards to his beliefs, right? His rhetoric's a bit hammed up, but he is genuinely this unhinged. So I don't know how I feel about trivializing him to sort of a meme, right? Because we think he's a meme, or I should say, the general public may think he's a meme, but there's an entire community of people, a significantly sized community of people who see Alex Jones as a role model, as a source of the news, as a speaker of truth, and as someone to follow, and to take his word for, right? And I feel like that's probably not good. Just sort of like trivializing what he says into a meme. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do this kind of thing of Alex Jones and sort of and not have that effect, right? But I do think there's like a line to draw, especially since this video apparently is defending Alex Jones, and this is how it's starting, right? Just sort of like, he's just sort of a crazy dude who yells on the internet, right?
Be tormented day and
he has tried to use like the I'm playing a character, it's satire defense in court, but it like people who know him personally in real life have said like, no, he believes this shit.
night forever and ever. Tormented by their own spirit.
Alrighty, so where do we even begin with this one?
Listen,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Nope. I could have said it. I could have said it. Twitter, I know you're watching right now, and I know you're looking to clip me. I know you're looking to clip me, you motherfuckers on Twitter. I know you're trying to. You're trying to hear me say something that'll get me canceled. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna get me.
In that.
At this point, everyone watching this video knows who Alex Jones is. The man is one of the most infamous people in the nation. Hell, even the normie chicks in my English class, who spend all of their time on TikTok, know who Alex Jones is.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Cut it like gay people. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the
Hey, Turkey Tom. I'm gonna give you like a little bit of advice. So, when I was like a 17-year-old reactionary, I kind of got out of it by the time I was 18, towards the end, right? When I was like a 17, early end of 18-year-old reactionary, and I would be like, haha, the normie femoids in my class, right? It usually coincided with the inability to like talk to women and like get a girlfriend. But shortly after I stopped being a reactionary and saying stuff like that, my dating life got a lot more successful. I don't know how your dating life is, I'm not going to assume, but I will give just a little bit of advice to the people watching. If you unironically say, haha, the normie girls in my class who talk about, who sit on TikTok all day, then, and you have dating issues, like any problems dating or talking to women, that's probably where you want to start. Trying to figure out why you talk that way might be where you want to start in regards to trying to get your dating game to be a little better. Just a little advice. Just a little bit of advice.
Chicks in my English class, who spend all of their time on TikTok, know who Alex Jones is.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Cut it like gay people. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that?
He has become extremely infamous due to a variety of scandals and tomfoolery that he has been involved in, frequently exhibiting behavior that the general public would either deem disgusting or ridiculous. He is basically a household name at this point, being written about in every major news publication, reported on by every major TV news network, and of course he's been discussed at some point by basically every YouTube goober and their dog.
So, Alex Jones' funniest moments. Now, I don't know, I've only watched this dude in one video. I've only seen him in one video, and I thought this dude was funny. So,
Not to mention that he has become a mainstay of meme culture over the past 5 years or so, consistently being featured for some of his more outlandish behavior.
Oh, do you want to actually, because I kind of want to dip into like the actual attacks towards Alex Jones, right? Because I mean the guy's a
Meme culture over
scumbag.
the past 5 years or so, consistently being featured.
This guy right here, I know who this guy is. All right, this is somebody who Alex Jones claims to be like a doctor that endorses his products. Who's like I think he said he was from Harvard. No, he's not. It's just a lie. He's not like a Harvard doctor. He's just a fake scientist. Like he's just a guy they brought on, said he's a doctor from like that graduated from, that's like a Harvard alumni, I think. Or was it Harvard or was it MIT? I think it might have been MIT or something. I don't remember exactly. And in reality what happened was like he dropped out and is now just using that credential to get by. So just another example of how Alex Jones and his crew are just kind of, it was MIT, I think it was MIT, yeah, thank you. Yeah, So that's what that guy is. You know, the guy that is on Alex Jones's team that sort of endorses his. He took half a summer class. Okay, so this is the guy who claims he's an MIT alumni, a graduate from MIT, a doctor. He took half a summer class. They, I think it was actually John Oliver's show Last Week Tonight, which, hey, we had mixed feelings on here, that actually contacted MIT and asked, is he a graduate of your college, of your university? And they were like, no, he took half a summer class.
For some of his more outlandish behavior.
Come on over here. Come on over here. Let me off. Come on, coward. No, no, no. Come on. You're not intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
Most know him as a far-right conspiracy theorist who says the 9/11 was an inside job, and most infamously believes that the events at Sandy Hook Elementary were staged. The man has been involved in a never-ending stream of controversies for the entirety of his career, by the very nature of his existence, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime.
There exists controversy all over the internet constantly about him by the very nature of his existence. I don't want to be too nitpicky, but I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think the fact that Alex Jones exists is the reason why there's so much controversy around him. I think it's the fact that he says things that have a demonstrably harmful, impact on the world, and then has a massive audience of people that are believing it, and sometimes even acting on it. That's where the controversy comes from. He's not just like some lolcow that does no harm to the world, that the media are just trying to siphon views off of because he's people get clicks from that, right? I don't think that's the reason why there's so much controversy around him.
Time soon. Most people mock Alex, and while he does have a dedicated following via his website, InfoWars, to many he is more or less a laughingstock, simply known as the man who screams about gay frogs and pushes insane conspiracy theories in an insensitive and horrible way. Not many people outside of a few fringe communities respect Alex or almost anything that he has to say. It's easy to simply...
You would be surprised. No, hold on. Like, out in, like, the Midwest and the Rust Belt, there are a lot of people that respect Alex Jones. I actually know, probably my go-to example is who here knows the streamer Asmongold? He's one of my favorite streamers. He's like a chill dude and everything, but his mom is like a huge Alex Jones fan. Like InfoWars stickers in the car. Asmongold himself even has like an InfoWars sticker on his like snack bin, right? Yeah, no, I mean there's a lot of people that aren't just like crazy far right 4chan conspiracy theorists that sit on poll all day that respect Alex Jones. Alex Jones has his talons in the hearts and minds of the conservative boomers. He's got, I don't know if he's still on, no. Asmongold isn't an InfoWars guy. Asmongold doesn't like InfoWars or Alex Jones. He thinks he's fucking insane. But his mom does, because his mom's like a conservative Christian lady from Texas, right? I don't know, it just, I want to point that out, that it's not just like conspiracy theorists online that believe this dude, but like literally like your general kind of boomer conservatives out in the country, your K-Kona types.
Hear about something outrageous that someone has done. Point, laugh, and carry on with your day. It's easy to cast...
Also, holy shit, we're about to hit 500 viewers. We're at 494 from what I'm seeing. God damn, you guys are popping off today. I told you I'd hit 500 today.
Judgment about celebrities and personalities because they're disembodied, distant people that we only see through a lens. And this lens tends to distort reality, changing what we see into some warped version of the truth. In this documentary, I aim to take a different look at Alex and most...
Wait, what?
About something outrageous that someone has done. Point, laugh, and carry on with your day. It's easy to cast judgment about celebrities and personalities because they're disembodied, distant people that we only see through a lens. And this lens tends to distort reality, changing what we see into some warped version of the truth. In this documentary, I aim to take a different look at Alex and most, and more or less try to understand him.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker. Listen, fuckhead, you have fucking crossed the line.
There's a lot of different contexts and different avenues that we're going to have to explore to truly tell the story of Mr. Jones here. But first, a message from today's sponsor.
No, don't sully the good name of Punished Venom Snake. Come on. I don't know if you guys saw it, but a little Turkey Tom popped out, and he had the scars and the eye patch and the piece of shrapnel on his head, the horn, God damn it. And we're about to get a sponsor. Is it going to be Raid Shadow Legends? No, it's not. It's some kind of AirPod ripoff. Okay.
Love you, Susan. Now back to the
Fun.
Turkey Tom. A huge thanks to Raycon for funding me today, as without them, I would be making basically nothing off of this video, because YouTube loves not paying me. I love you, Susan. Now back to the video.
Oh god, I love like the victim mentality that reactionary YouTubers like to push, like this idea that we're being censored for our ideas and our speech. Guys, YouTube's monetization system is shit. Actually, can I show you guys what my monetization looks like? Because I have to be so careful with my metadata to get a video monetized, and even when I am, like, it rarely actually ends up getting monetized. I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek behind the scenes into how many of my videos are demonetized. I actually had a fairly decent streak of videos in a row here because I was really careful with the metadata. Most recent ones demonetized. Fuck off. Demonetized. Look at all that. My streams get demonetized even more. Ooh, that's a big streak right there. Like, it's pretty rare that I get a video that isn't limited like monetization. And I'm like a far left, like radical socialist. Like, I'm a leftist. I'm uber progressive, right? Like, by your standards, I'm probably, like, way beyond the left, what you consider to be, like, left, right? So, I don't feel like left-leaning YouTube, as you would say, is, like, also censoring me for my views. I think it's probably just because they use a shitty algorithm with shitty bots to detect, like, swears and shit like that in your videos, and then demonetize you based on that. And then they don't have an actual team that looks over these videos and monetize them or not. It's not... whatever.
Diving down the Alex Jones rabbit hole, you tend to find yourself feeling a little overwhelmed. It goes so deep and has so many winding passages. Getting lost in the catacombs is just inevitable.
I will say though, his videos are pretty good with like the editing. Like that's something that I have to like give. I gotta give props for. Can't ignore that. The editing in his videos is pretty fantastic. Like I know personally that editing like this definitely takes effort. Like this is like a 48-minute video. You know, almost a 50-minute video with editing like this is not easy to make. So I mean, credit where credit's due.
And it's not always super easy to climb your way out.
Please, God, please protect us from the whole order. Please protect the children, oh God.
Pulling all of the strings of the spiderweb together is hard, and it's easily made this video one of the hardest for me to make. But I think the best way to paint an accurate picture of who the man is would be to go back to his humble beginnings.
Okay, hit me with that pretty hard there. That was a little bit of your rapey, but hey, okay.
Our story begins with the birth of our hero, as stories often do. On February 11th, 1974, Alex Emmerich Jones was born in Dallas, Texas. He grew up in an upper-middle-class household, according to most sources, with his father, David Jones, being a dentist, and his mother, Carol, staying at home. This approach to a traditional family life that Alex experienced as a young boy is one that he continues to promote on
That is not how I expected Alex Jones to look when he was younger. I'm gonna be real.
and his mother, Carol, staying at home. This approach to a
This is not what I imagined he'd look like when he was younger. I'm gonna be real.
traditional family life that Alex experienced as a young boy is one that he continues to promote on his show, often calling himself a paleo-conservative. It seems he was a relatively active member
Fucking paleo conservatives, dude.
of the school community, having actually been a lineman on his high school football team. But more importantly than any of that is one particular formative experience that he has remarked on a few times about a book that he read in high school. None Dare Call It Conspiracy was written by Gary Allen and released in 1971. As the name implies, it addresses a number of conspiracies and theories, and aims to outline the existence of a new world order. This book is a primer for anyone who wishes to understand the basic workings of the global network of insiders that is determined to wield power over all of mankind in the coming new world order. The story you're about to read is true. This book may have the effect of changing your life. After reading this book, you will never look at national and world events in the same way again. None Dare Call It Conspiracy will be a very controversial book. At first, it will receive little publicity, and those whose plans are exposed in it will try to kill it by the silent treatment. Eventually, it will be necessary for the people and organizations named in this book to try to blunt its effect by attacking it or the author. They have a tremendous vested interest in keeping you from discovering what they are doing, and they have the big guns of the mass media at their disposal to fire the barrages at None Dare Call It Conspiracy. They will ignore the fact that the author about to conjecture. They will ignore
Jesus fucking Christ, Sloth Dose, the fuck? I think you said to stop, but I'm blaming the scotch. Listen, Sloth Dose, I don't know if you're like a fucking meth kingpin, I don't know if you're Walter White up in my stream right now, but hey, listen. Hey, all I'm saying is, if you need help laundering money, okay, you can do it through my fucking... Oh, listen, in gaming, in Payday 2, okay? No, thank you, holy shit, thank you for the $200 donation, you fucking madman. You've donated $400 this stream, Jesus Christ. Seriously though, probably don't drunk donate though, because it's probably not a good thing, unless you have like just an unreasonable amount of expendable income, in which case, you know, I appreciate it, you know. But yeah, thank you so much. Holy fuck, you've donated $400 this stream. God damn. Now everybody in chat, doesn't have to worry about donating today. But yeah, thank you so much. Holy shit, you're just fucking making me capitalist today. God damn.
The fact that the author about to conjecture. They will find a typographical error or argue some point that is open to debate. If necessary, they will lie in order to protect themselves by smearing this book. I believe those who poo-poo the information herein, because psychologically many people would prefer to believe.
It's basically just Alex Jones saying if the book fails, it's because the globalists didn't want it to get by, and because it was speaking the truth, and so they were using the silent treatment to like silence it and stem its ability to spread to new people, and so on, and so on, and so on, right? Like, I just making excuses for if the book doesn't do well. Alex Jones lied about beating up most of the school defending himself in high school. I'm gonna assume Alex Jones didn't go full on hardcore end of hardcore Henry, where he's fighting all of those dudes when he was in high school, defending himself from getting bullied. I'm gonna assume that didn't happen. Also, I donated too much to Vosh last time because I fucked up the donations. Oh, okay. Well, hey, listen. I actually read donos, so donate to me instead of Vosh. Got him.
We are, because we all like to ignore bad news. Why are these things written so weirdly? We do so at our own peril, based on the...
I think it's because of the guy who's writing them. Now, something I want to point out is that neo-Nazi types, like the white nationalist Jewish question types, when they talk about globalists, usually it's a dog whistle for Jews. For those that aren't aware, I'm pretty sure literally all of you are, but there's a conspiracy theory pushed heavily by Nazis that the Jews make up like a disproportionate amount of positions of power, right? Like in government and the media, things like that. And they believe, Nazis, they believe that the Jews are trying to push a agenda to open up the borders to bring brown people into white countries to outbreed white people and like make them a minority of the population or whatever. That's generally what they believe, right? But types that don't really want to expose themselves as Nazis for obvious reasons will typically dog whistle what they mean by Jews. Usually they'll dog whistle it and say corporate interests or globalists or the more on the nose people say things like our big nosed friends, Yeah, okay.
The description here, it's obvious that we are in somewhat deep conspiracy theory territory. This isn't your average Shane Dawson video where he tries to get you to buy an Illuminati pop socket.
And speaking of subliminal messages, I have new merch. Illuminati sweatshirts.
I've watched one Shane Dawson video in my entire life. I remember like Shane Dawson was like has been really big for a long time, but was really big back in like the days of Smosh and shit like that. I remember I've watched one video of Shane Dawson's. I think it was him and his mom reacting to Two Girls, One Cup. Because this is back in the days of YouTube when every popular video that went viral was people reacting to like terrible, disgusting videos like Two Girls, One Cup and shit like that. Obviously it wasn't on the screen, it was just them being disgusted by it. And everyone thought that shit was funny. And low-key, I gotta admit, I think it's funny too. Oh shit, Blop Flop with the $1 says you can't tell me what to do? Well, I appreciate the $1, my friend. And no, you cannot donate. Do not donate to me. Do not donate. Do not sub. Alright, let's see.
With my name on it, and of course my Illuminati pop socket. If you guys want to check it out, go to Amazon.com/Shane Dawson. It's Prime, so you'll get it in just a couple
weeks. Things are a little more real this time around.
Shamelessness.
The reviews for the book mostly cite it as a good primer for those who are dipping their toes into the conspiracy theory world, and many see it as a good explanation of how the New World Order works. I could go on and on about the New World Order and the various theories behind it. It's mostly a story for another day. However, for the purposes of this
So I should clarify, there's a difference between, there's crossover there, don't get me wrong. There's a difference between this, like, conspiracy, there's, like, a New World Order, to, like, it's fucking confusing. Illuminati, mind control beams, weather machines, it's crazy. And then the Jewish question. Ironically enough, the Jewish question is a bit more grounded in reality than the New World Order conspiracy. That's the funny thing. Oh shit, Sloth Dose, thank you for another $20 dono. I appreciate it, my friend. It says, Ree! Thank you for the $20, my friend. It's actually pretty funny that like the conspiracies that Alex Jones pushes are somehow less believable than the fucking Jewish question. The Jewish question being that like there's a bunch of Jewish people that want to push agenda to get brown people in the countries, and the New World Order being like, oh, there's lizard people and weather machines and chemtrails and maybe aliens, and yeah, it's too much to dig into now. Oh god.
Documentary.
It's like cloud people. Yeah, the cloud people, that's one too. There's lizard people, cloud lizard people. It's a long story, okay?
The New World Order is essentially a proposed hidden totalitarian government that controls the world from the shadows.
But there is like crossover though, to point out. Like there is actually crossover between Jewish question type people and like New World Order types, you know? Like there's obviously like the Jews are actually the lizard people, you know? Is Vosh going to stream today? Probably gaming if I was going to throw out a wild guess, and I'll be there if he does, unless it's some boring shit, in which case I might be busy, but you know, we'll see. We'll see.
Using the commoners as pawns in their game to establish one massive government that controls all of humanity, as well as to profit economically off of the ignorance of the unaware. Much of the theory behind this was also outlined in a documentary titled New World Order, which talked about the growing underground anti-globalist movement at the time, with Alex Jones being featured as one of the prominent heads of the movement.
I know who Comment Etiquette is. I know that's where the cloud people things comes from. Don't worry.
By the time of its release in 2009...
But I am proud of you for picking up on it, Izumi.
Alex was already relatively well known in the media world and by the American public, with Google Trends data showing relatively steady growth and relevancy from 2004 until around the end of 2012, with a notable spike in January of 2013. But more on that later. After high school, Alex attended Austin Community College in Austin, Texas, but dropped out after just one semester, clearly having developed some strong opinions on globalists and the cabal.
Hey, listen, to be honest with you, I almost dropped out of high school. I almost got out. I almost dropped out of high school, but hey, now I'm a big YouTube guy now, and I make my living off of this. Also, what was
high
that
school.
again?
Alex attended Austin Community College in Austin, Texas, but dropped out after just one semester, clearly having developed some strong opinions on globalists and the cabal of transnational elites that rule the world, and as such, he took to public.
That is word for word almost the Jewish question. Now, I don't know if Alex Jones is a Nazi, and I don't think Turkey Tom is a Nazi. In fact, I'm pretty sure Turkey Tom's not a Nazi, but it is interesting how close these come to, like, Jewish question shit, right? Like, if I were to, like, put if I had to throw a dart at a political compass test and say where Turkey Tom is on it, I would probably say somewhere libertarian right. You know, he's reactionary leaning. I don't think he's a Nazi or, like, a fascist, but he's certainly a chud.
Public access television, beginning to broadcast his opinions through the public access TV stations that were available in Austin. The basic idea of the ACA-TV broadcasting program was to let anyone with an idea for a show just do it, and that's exactly what Alex did. One of the most infamous clips from his public access days that has resurfaced is of him during...
Holy shit. Alex Jones is a very different person when he was skinny. God damn.
Halloween 1997, when he discusses the Austin Police Department as well as black helicopters while carving up a nice Halloween pumpkin.
With infrared, if you have enough of a heat source in your house, it'll pick up the heat source and show a signature. It's called flare. It's infrared or heat signature, and we didn't play all of the cut from the Lear News Hour, but it says.
You know what like gives me hope? Sometimes I wonder, like when I'm sitting in bed at night, just atrophying out of existence, trying to sleep. I think there's a thought that's always at the back of my head haunting me. It's like, when's this gonna end? Like when's my YouTube thing going to end? Like when's my channel gonna die? When am I no longer gonna be able to do this for a job? I'm gonna have enough saved up to be able to live the rest of my life without having to go back to the wagey cagey. And I get worried about that. Like, how long can I do this for? How long will this whole streaming thing, doing YouTube thing, be my job? How long can it sustain itself for? Then I see this of Alex Jones all the way back in 1997. And I realize I'm probably okay.
Yes, black helicopters are being used for surveillance of the public by sheriff's departments and police departments around the country.
The show was essentially a live radio broadcast, and he would talk about his opinions on a variety of subjects. And
I literally just said it was a recorded show. Do not call in.
bring information that he thought was important to his viewers, as well as allow them to call into his show to discuss all these topics with him and ask some questions of their own. Another clip I was able to find from his television days was titled Global Love Cop, where Alex wears a ski mask and talks to a caller about giving up rights in what appears to be a lampoon of agents working for the New World Order.
They know how to run the world. They're nice. I work for them. They pay me $55,000 a year, and I can make money off asset seizures, just like Roman centurions. I like it.
Definitely an interesting clip, to say the least. Continuing his time on public
Interesting.
access, he hosted a show titled The Final Edition on public radio in Austin.
Okay, listen, I don't need to hear Alex Jones's backstory. I want to hear the defense of Reno, okay? Alright, let's start. How about here? Think here's a good place to go to? Listen, this is a 48-minute long video, okay? I want to hear the arguments. I want arguments to take apart, okay?
Actually materialized.
From the day he was elected, before he even took office, we knew because of his advisors, being people from the Clinton and Bush administration before him, that he was going to break all his promises. But he's gone back on his word in our history, even worse than we thought he would.
As such, it makes sense to me that
This is literally what every single president ever has done. Like, every single president ever has walked back on, like, 80% of their, their promises during the election. This is very common.
they would have Alex on their show, but I have a feeling that their motivations behind treating him favorably are less about wanting to tell the truth about the American government.
Also, I don't like Obama. He's probably one of, like, the better presidents we've had, but still just fucking bombed a lot of brown people in the Middle East. Still deported a lot of immigrants, you know?
Much more about taking anything negative, whether it be a rumor or not, and platforming it to the public to paint the US in a bad light. Possible theories about the Russian government aside, one of the biggest questions that I see asked a lot about Alex is, how does he make his money?
Oh, this is funny, because he used to claim that he was, like, barely keeping the lights on while he was wearing, like, Rolex watches and shit.
Taking a visit to the InfoWars website, there aren't any promotions for Honey or Raid Shadow Legends. The usual website banner ads simply aren't there. However, scrolling through basically any part of the page will show you advertisements for something else.
Here comes the money.
According to most sources, the way that Alex rakes in all
Thanks for copyright getting my my stream demonetized. That's gonna be the yellow. That's gonna be the yellow icon for this stream, huh?
his money is from selling a variety of supplements, all of which can only be purchased on the InfoWars website itself. Scrolling through the InfoWars Life tab, you can choose from a pretty large selection of products. This includes, but is not...
How do you donate subs? Oh, you gift them, Slopdos. What you do is you go to where it says subscribe, and at the very top it'll say gift a sub, and you click on gift, and you type in the name of the person you want to gift a sub to, and then once it's got like a name set in, then you just click on the sub that you want to gift. But you've already donated like $420 so far this stream, which is honestly a perfect number. But I mean, if you're, I don't know if you're some sort of fucking oil prince or some shit, but hey, listen, you're drunk, so I don't know if you should be donating anymore. Okay, Ninja Taco, thanks for the $5. Says second time catching you live. Hi, hope this helps with the yellow icon bullshit. Yellow icon bullshit? Hope this helps the yellow icon. I don't know what you're talking about there, but hey, I appreciate the $5. Thank you, Ninja Taco. Oil Princess. Oh, I thought. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Oil Princess. Ah, I'm canceled. Thank you for the $5 though, Ninja Taco. I appreciate that, my friend. Here's some incel shit he's tweeted. Wait, is this Turkey Tom? You gotta love those right-wing e-girl Twitter accounts that are all about base this and red-pilled that, but then turn out they're all begging to suck dick in the DMs? So, this can be interpreted as, like, incel shit, or it can be interpreted as just, like, pointing out a perceived hypocrisy, right? Because the idea that, like, conservative women are supposed to be super, super, conservative and, like, and prude and whatnot, but then, like, they're very lascivious. Is that the right word? Lascivious? Hold on. I don't know. Fucking sexual in the DMs, trying to get that dick. I don't know. It could be incel shit, I'm not sure. I don't know if I feel comfortable, making a decisive claim on that. But, yeah, Squad W. Oh shit, Ninja Taco with another $5 says, I mean demonetization, you small brain. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were talking about. I was a little unspecific, but thank you for another $5, Ninja Taco. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, those little yellow dollar signs make my heart break, but you guys make my heart heal again whenever you donate, so thank you. Alright, let's continue. Your generosity is great.
Fluoride-free bubblegum toothpaste. Change your life trifecta pack. DNA Force Plus. Ultimate bone broth. Alpha Power. The real red pill. Survival Shield. Bundles of those products in basically every quantity imaginable. To be completely honest, I'm pretty doubtful about the legitimacy of these products. Things like fish oil tend to come across as more or less a scam to me, and according to the internet community...
Fish oil has, like, good things for you. It's good for, like, your nails, I think, and it's good for your skin. Fish oil has uses. I'm pretty sure it does, at least. I used to take fish oil when I was younger. And it would help me with shit, but I don't know.
Or whatever you want to call these losers. A lot of what they sell has basically no effect.
But I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to support Alex Jones in the future, and I'm never drinking this again.
1 month on Biopack didn't do anything to affect my hairline, nor did I experience any increase in strength, energy, or sexual appetite that would be associated with higher testosterone levels from the super male vitality.
Malding! And I'm pretty sure the super male vitality has a shit ton of soy in it, so maybe that's why.
When I looked into the raw ingredients
Pepe.
of what I was paying for, I paid a markup value 3 times what these products are actually worth.
One of the weird things about these foods is that none of them have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Because obviously, if they were, then they'd put fluoride and chemicals in them that turn you into a fat. The reason why these seem to sell so well...
That's not good. I think he was gonna say femboy.
Well, is because of the brand that Alex has developed over time and promote. One where you can't trust the government, you can't trust liberals, you can't trust the banks, and of course you can't trust the media. And I see no...
I mean, you can't trust any of those things, but not for the reasons that they say. Yeah, you probably shouldn't trust liberals, banks, or the media, but not for the reasons that Alex Jones doesn't say, that says you shouldn't trust the banks, the liberals, and the media. I think it was a joke. Well, obviously, he's joking, but yeah.
Issue with not trusting the mainstream. Skepticism is always a worthwhile endeavor, but I think that constantly existing in a mindset like that will make you an extremely unhealthy individual. Not to mention, I think that always buying into these mentalities will make you very susceptible to buying his products. That being said, perhaps there is a point to be made about all the people that review these products looking like the embodiment of soy. Alex may actually believe that.
I mean, it's not wrong, but I don't think it's really relevant, though.
These products will work for him. He may think that they don't work and be promoting them anyway. He may not know whether or not they work and just sort of show them on a whim. Unfortunately, we have no way of knowing.
Thank you, Alex. I will now take 2...
Hey, look, it's the fucking quack. Look, it's the fake doctor. Said he was from MIT, that he graduated from MIT and took like half a semester or like half of a summer class.
droppers to test this ultimate male vitality formula.
Oh my God! What the hell? Wait! Get out of here! Shut this down! This is not safe!
Taking a look at some more reviews for his stuff, I noticed more of a mixed bag. While every major news outlet that I could find talking about his products reported on it in a negative light, sometimes implying or directly calling him a scammer, and at other times being as dramatic as to call his business a snake oil empire.
Don't pay for that.
It is. That is a correct label for what he does. He does have a snake oil empire for sure.
The supplements.
On YouTube, there are hundreds of reviews posted by people who aren't affiliated with media outlets, and there I was able to find some diversity with the opinions. The general consensus that I got from watching a few of these reviews was that all of Alex's products are safe. Some of them, like Knockout, seem to work pretty effectively, but a lot of them are also just products that you could basically buy elsewhere for cheaper and with a higher concentration.
They're just overpriced shit. Some of them don't work, some of them work, but you could buy all of it cheaper elsewhere. It's just a scam. Like, Alex Jones is selling this shit to grift, but he does genuinely, but, you know, and that's what he uses to keep the lights on and, you know, pay for his fucking Rolex watches, but he does genuinely believe in, like, the crazy shit that he pushes. Xander Hall was a community college type thing for easy credits. MIT said it was inaccurate to say he was affiliated with the school. Oh, thanks for doing the research, Trans Girl Lily. So, guys, apparently, the fake doctor that Alex Jones cites as being an MIT graduate, it was only like a community college like short course thing that he did at MIT to get easy credits, and that it was quote very inaccurate to say he was affiliated with MIT. Nice, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember seeing the John Oliver about that.
Of the advertised ingredient.
Something's wrong with him helping. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not intend for that to happen. I take it personally. Do not have those problems.
What I can't say with confidence is that I won't be buying his stuff anytime soon. Now, I'm sure that you remember that large increase
probably for the best
in relevancy around January of 2013, which I mentioned very specifically for a reason. During this time, Alex would be introduced to a large portion of the American public by a series of reports by the media due to his comments about something that had happened the month prior.
Yep. I want to see what his defense of this is. This is what I'm really here for. Folks, this is what I'm really here for. Oh, thank you, MS Metafan, for the $5. I appreciate it, my friend. But I see a word there that will get me canceled by Twitter, so I can't read your donation. I apologize, but I read it in my head. I can't read it out loud, though. But I love you, MS Metafan. I appreciate the $5, but I'm not getting canceled by Twitter for ableism again.
Right here in Newtown, Connecticut, the site today of a mass shooting, and this time, gunfire aimed at elementary school children. We're here in front of the Newtown...
Nope. I'm sorry, guys, but Twitter doesn't care about context. They'll just clip it and post it, and I'll get canceled, okay? Twitter doesn't care about context. There's no context whatsoever in which I can say that, because Twitter will find it, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I've basically given up on trying to be, like, a pipeline from, like, the right or the center to the left. Like, I've realized that, like, it's just impossible to exist. I'll probably go into it at the end of the stream. It's a bit doomer-pilled, but we'll get into that later.
Town United Methodist Church, where we've watched people gathering all evening long, as tonight the details are still pouring in. There are 27 victims, 20 children, 7 adults.
The bodies of those children are still in the school. 18 children died in the school, were dead on the scene.
Pepe
2 more
hands.
were taken to the hospital and died there. And those 6 adults also who died at the school, their bodies are still there.
Newtown 911, what's the location of the emergency?
Sandy Hook School. I think there's somebody shooting in here. Sandy Hook School.
Okay, what makes you think that?
Because somebody's got a gun. I saw a glimpse of somebody. They're running down the hallway.
Okay.
They're still running. They're still shooting. Sandy Hook School, please.
I believe they're shooting at the front glass. Something's going on. It's still going on. I can't get over there. Okay, I don't want you to go over there.
He fired 154 shots in 2, not as some originally reported, 3 Newtown classrooms.
Mere words cannot match the depths of your sorrow, nor can they heal your wounded hearts. You're not alone in your grief.
On December 14th, 2012, 20-year-old Adam Lanza walks into Sandy Hook Elementary School, armed with an AR-15 rifle. He shot through the glass panes in the front door to get into the building, at which time the morning announcements were being given over the school intercom. Many heard the gunfire over the announcements as Lanza shot his way through the front office, slaying both the school principal and the school psychologist. Of the students that heard the gunfire on the intercom,
I could make a really edgy joke right now, but I feel like that would get me even more canceled than the ableism. I was gonna say at least he did it at the beginning of the day during the announcements so that everybody else could get the rest of the day off school. Alright. Well, just yikes. Just yikes me. Just get it over with. Just yikes me. I want to see him. I want to see him. I want to see the yikes. Hit me with them. Alright, there we go. Hey, listen, I had to get something out this stream, okay?
20 would die.
In game.
In the following weeks and months, media coverage continued on the tragedy, and it felt like the entire nation was in mourning. The idea that 20 innocent first graders had their lives taken from them and their families.
It always is a kid that looks like this, right? It's always a kid that looks something like this, right?
Their future's stolen. It's hard to stomach, to say the least. I live in New England, and I remember being in school around the time that the shooting occurred. National coverage of the situation soon began, and it had become one of the most infamous shootings in the United States.
My mic is
if not the
muted?
world. In the following days, police officers armed with rifles and shotguns would be roaming the halls and stationing themselves outside, worried that someone else would be inspired by Lanza's actions. While it's easy to point out how small in scale Sandy Hook was in proportion to the country's total population, its effects have been undeniable. Before Lanza left for school that morning, he used his rifle to kill his mother Nancy in their home. After the rampage at the school, Adam used his handgun to take his own life. 27 innocent people were gone.
That sucks. Ian McDonald, thanks for $2, says Bad Alex. Nice meme.
Bad Alex, go to your room.
Alright, now show me the defense for Alex Jones claiming they're all crisis actors.
Less than 2 weeks before Christmas. The shooting also gave major momentum to the gun.
I was in middle school when this happened. It was actually pretty fucking scary. Cause like we heard like the news of it. We were at school when it happened, you know, cause it was up in like, you know, north, right? But I'm in Florida, and I was in school, and I think the news of it actually, I remember hearing about it for the first time while we were waiting to get picked up at the end of the day. And they didn't shut down school or anything. I might have been it was 2013, so I was in 7th grade. Yeah, no, I would have been in 7th grade in 2013. So yeah, that was, oof. I remember that. Crazy.
Gun control movement.
But this just happens all the time. I mean, this is just America, you know? This is what happens. You got guns everywhere. And you aren't taken away from us, you fucking Britbongers.
raising questions of background checks and high-capacity magazines and whether or not they should be allowed. And as expected, Mr. Jones was on the case. In the weeks following the tragedy, Alex reported on a number of what he saw as anomalies from the incident. At one point, he even said that he felt that the shooting was an outright hoax created by the government and that all the parents were actors.
But it took me about a year with Sandy Hook to come to grips with the fact that the whole thing was fake. Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake, with actors, in my view, manufactured.
The optics on Alex's part were terrible, and I think that most people would agree that his conduct here was less than stellar, especially just...
The optics were terrible? Dog, he just said what he believes. Wait, optics is when you say something and it looks good. If the thing that you say cannot in any way optically look good, then it's not just bad optics, it's just you're saying a bad thing. And not only that, but the outcome of the bad thing that he said resulted in the harassment of the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims, because he said that they were all crisis actors. That's not optics, it's just saying a terrible thing and getting backlash for it. Also, how cool is it that our president is friends with Alex Jones? Isn't that comforting? Oh, brother. But yeah, keep being Bernie or bust, guys, yeah.
And weeks after it happened and people were in mourning. I understand that Alex believed that these people were acting, but I still think that exercising a little sympathy would have gone a very long way. His comments on the situation have reportedly caused harassment towards many of the families of the victims from Alex's fans, and multiple lawsuits have been filed against Alex in the years following the situation. It also allowed them—
Rightly so. Listen, I don't know if Turkey Tom is gonna, make excuses here. I don't know what's coming. I heard people tell me in this video he makes excuses for Alex Jones, right? But I'd like to point out that Alex Jones is almost directly responsible. I would say directly responsible for the harassment that the families of the Sandy Hook shooters faced. Without a doubt, it's out of question. If you are a figure with a massive audience and you say something, regardless of whether it's true or not, let's say I was a bigger YouTuber than Turkey Tom, right? And I'm making this video and I say Turkey Tom is a Nazi. And you guys, and I don't say anything like, oh, don't go harass them or anything like that, but yeah, Turkey Tom's a Nazi, and he eats babies and rapes children in his free time. And then I said that, and you guys went to his channel, or went to his family and started harassing him. That would be my responsibility. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't fucking matter. You guys did that because I said these things. It's my fault. If you are a public figure, you have a responsibility as a public figure to your audience. The things you say and do influence that audience. They follow you. They believe what you say. While you yourself aren't doing the thing, you are still responsible for those people doing said thing.
The media to report on what he said and basically drill his reputation into the ground for it. Not that people's perception of him was really that great to begin with. And while I agree that what Alex did was wrong, I feel like he gets too much shit for it. He's apologized repeatedly. He clearly has at least tried to make amends, and I don't think that he deserves to have this incident be his legacy. The Sandy Hook—
It's not his legacy. It's literally a drop in the bucket. Wait, this is the equivalent of defending Keemstar. Actually, no. Unironically, in the political area of YouTube, I feel like that's what this is. Alex Jones is the Keemstar of political discourse online. I mean, also the fact that Keemstar is affiliated with the alt-right. Now, I don't know if he's apologized. I don't think he apologized. I think he still believes the things he said. He just said, I'm sorry people harassed the family of the Sandy Hook victims, you know? No, you can't just apologize for a thing, then keep doing it. Means you clearly didn't mean it. Alex Jones if he did, I don't even know if that's true. Let's say he did, we'll assume he did apologize for it. He's still doing that shit. He's still spreading conspiracy theories that'll cause demonstrable harm to the world. He claims it was satire. I know he's claimed it's satire. It's not. He's been open that he believes these things. I don't know, it's fucking dumb. Like I said, TT just seems like a stupid teen. Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, TT just seems like a cheese-patine.
Yeah, I don't know, Ian McDonald. Thanks for the $2. I think Turkey Tom is like a just a young guy who's a little bit maybe like naive-ish. And hey, listen, I'm still a little naive. I'm 20 years old, okay? I'm still pretty fucking young, especially for like being in the political sphere of things, right? But I would say that at least I assume they misspelled stupid. I would say though, in regards to this particular instance, he believes these things. Even if he apologized, he still believes them. It doesn't matter. He still sent those people after those people. He's still doing this kind of content. It doesn't matter.
Hook situation is what most know Alex for, and it's what they instantly bring up to discredit him, or simply to explain who he is to others. But I think that looking over his entire career, using that incident to entirely represent him is rather disingenuous. Initially, Alex's lawyer claimed that he was simply acting hyperbolically and playing a character, but according to Alex, he was enduring some kind of psychosis at the time because of the media constantly reporting on him, so he felt like everything was a lie. Whether or not this is true, I can't say. You'll just have to take Alex's word for it, really.
But I kind of realized...
So he's just gonna blame it on, like, his mental state at the time? Okay.
A few years ago that I kind of had my own mild psychosis, in that when you've been lied to by the media and the culture so much over and over again.
I can't comment on this. Twitter's watching. Can't comment on it. Sorry. Anything having to do with like mental health, can't comment on it. Twitter's watching.
Everything then starts becoming automatically, you're sure it's fake, and then everything you see fits into that.
Yeah, he did lose his kids because he couldn't convince the court that he was playing a character. He tried, but he couldn't do it. Yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty good meme.
Never said go investigate.
Did you ever say that you think it's not real?
Yes, I did.
But now you do think it's real.
Because I learned some of the anomalies were not accurate.
As I've shown in this video, Alex has had a pretty long career in journalism and being a TV personality, stretching more than 2 decades. Using one incident in which he made a mistake, for which he has repeatedly apologized and tried to fix what he did wrong, seems very slimy to me, and I'm not willing to write off everything that Alex does because of the character flaw that he has, being that he has trouble articulating himself and is clearly very obsessive. This isn't to say that what he did was okay or to admonish him completely. It still happened and we should remember it. But citing him as the guy who said Sandy Hook was fake comes across like a lie to me, simply pushing the
He is the guy who said Sandy Hook was a fake, was fabricated. He literally like went in depth on his beliefs about it. I think the whole thing is manufactured with crisis actors, and I think all of it is fake. It's literally what he said. He is the guy who said that Sandy Hook is fake, among a shit ton of other things. It's just one of the go-to examples of him being a piece of shit. Do you remember how he forgot his kids' names because he ate a big bowl of chili? Oh yeah, I remember that fucking meme. Yeah, he forgot his kids' names because he used eating a bowl of chili as an excuse. Apollo for the better future, thanks to the $5, says, do you agree there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism, and all other isms? Deadbeat dadism?
Do you agree there's no such thing as racism, sexism, homophobism, Islamophobism, and all the other isms?
I wish you would have typed out all of the isms, but thank you, Apollo, the better future. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Most negative event from his career to the forefront rather than explaining his life as a whole. Joe Rogan's podcast episodes with Alex have helped change public opinion a lot on this subject, no doubt supplemented by the ridiculous amount of views that the episodes with Alex get. But to a large portion of the
it's the biggest, that's probably one of the biggest like criticisms I have of that's like the biggest criticism I have of Joe Rogan, the fact that he's willing to platform people like Alex Jones to like the largest podcast in the world and normalize him to people. There's tons of people who maybe weren't even exposed to him before, and even the ones that were but thought he was just sort of like a crazy dude on the internet. Now he's been humanized a bit. You know, smoking weed with Joe Rogan on this podcast is probably the best way to humanize somebody and make them seem a little bit more like another person, right? And I would say this is a very bad thing because Alex Jones is a bad person. His existence on the internet and having a following hurts the world. And platforming him in a way that is not critical, which Joe Rogan does. He generally does. Most people come out of Joe Rogan's podcast thinking, oh, that was a pretty cool dude, right? And maybe they don't follow the guy, maybe they do, right? But platforming Alex Jones in the way that Joe Rogan platforms him is extremely harmful to the discourse.
American public, Alex is still the crazed conspiracy theorist who says the tragedies didn't happen.
I never sent anybody to the houses, but I apologize for taking out of context. People have a right to question, but I'm sorry for the families, and I'm sorry for your hurt, and I get it, and I've experienced crazy people now, big time, just like you have. Please stop saying that I'm saying it didn't happen. Please stop saying I'm sending people to people's houses.
He did say it didn't happen.
Here's what happens. When they put it on every major TV channel, local TV channels, radio, I mean thousands of articles that then get syndicated. If I said 100,000 articles, that's a low number.
This is just, you did a thing bad, and now you don't want to be held, like, responsible for it. Like, you did a terrible thing, and now you're why am I still getting hate? He's literally a fucking, like, Keemstar of politics. Unironically. He just did an oopsie, yeah.
The amount of Sandy Hook coverage against me has been so insane and so huge because it's supposed to be the first domino that once I'm taken down, then all the dominoes fall.
Well, it's also clickbait. There's also a thing if you say Alex Jones, Sandy
I just can't stand Joe Rogan, dude. The guy is like a fucking... The guy's like a Jello. Or water. The guy's like water. He fills into the mold of whoever he's talking to. When he talks to Bernie Sanders, he comes out of the fucking interview nearly being a socialist. When he comes out of an interview with Alex Jones, he comes out of it being basically a fucking far-right conspiracy theorist. He's just goop. He's just goopy. All that's going on in his brain, just goop. Gray goop. I got recommended actual Nazi videos after like 2 Joe Rogan clips. I mean, that's how it works, right? You watch Joe Rogan talk to Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro. I don't know if he's talked to Ben Shapiro, but I feel like he probably has. Ben Shapiro should definitely go on Joe Rogan's show if he hasn't. Like, that would be really good for him. Well, he shouldn't, but, you know, he should. He has, of course he has, right? You know, these types of people. When you watch them on, like, when you watch these people, you're not just exposed to them, so that maybe you see them as more of like a humanized person. You go and you pursue them and you watch their content, but now their name is in the algorithm of what you enjoy watching. You've watched Rogan, what is it called? The Joe Rogan Experience featuring Ben Shapiro, and then now in the sidebar of all these of your, you know, with your Joe Rogan podcast, you've got Ben Shapiro destroys blue-haired college SJW with facts and logic. Episode 587. I don't know. Okay. I hate Joe Rogan, okay?
Hook, and you put in a title, a certain amount of people are just going to click on it. Alex Jones is still...
Wait, he's had Gavin McInnes on there? Yeah, so those aren't aware of our boy Gavin McInnes. Gavin McInnes is a Nazi. Gavin McInnes is a Canadian writer and far-right political commentator known for his promotion of violence against political opponents. Born in Hitchin, England, McInnes immigrated to Canada at a young age before moving to America to pursue his political career. It's insane to me how all of like the Canadian Nazis come to America to promote their bullshit Nazi stuff, right? He holds both Canadian and British citizenship. He is the co-founder of Vice Media and Vice Magazine. Ooh, that's not a good legacy right there for Vice. Oof. Oh, thanks for the $5, Billy Killdrill, says Furry Gang. Thank you for the $5, my dude. We got Sloth Dose and Billy Killdrill in chat today. Two of the biggest fucking dono people ever. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So basically, he's a Nazi dude. He promotes violence against lefties. That's what he does. And Joe Rogan has platformed this guy. And humanized him to people. And exposed him to people.
Still pushing a Sandy Hook conspiracy theory is one that I saw just 2 days ago.
Now that we know what Alex has gotten wrong, let's talk about what he got right. 4 years ago, the United States was a bit of a mess in a lot of ways.
Pizzagate. I'm gonna like go ahead and try to predict this. Alex Jones, through spreading the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, predicted what was his name? Fuck, why am I blanking on his name right now? It's such a meme. Weinstein is just one example. Epstein. That Alex Jones predicted Epstein through Pizzagate is what he's about to do, isn't he?
This isn't to say that most of those problems still aren't prevalent now, but the year as a whole was somewhat of a perfect storm. The presidential election was set to come to a head at the end of the year, with Trump and Hillary supporters as passionate and in some cases vicious as ever. An ideological divide within each political party was starting to really rear its...
Yep, we got Richard Spencer here, full-on Nazi. Hopefully we don't disagree on that. I mean, hold on. I feel like if Turkey Tom's watching this right now, he may not believe. Hold on. Like, if just to make sure, there is no doubt as to whether or not, just so there's no doubt behind whether or not this guy's a Nazi. I just wanna find the audio here. Where's the fucking leaked audio? Your chat. It doesn't seem to be on YouTube. Can you find it for me? Can anyone find a link to that video for me? Is this it?
White nationalist Rich.
Okay, fuck you. Alright, someone get me a link. I skipped it? Chat, just send it to me. It's not TOS if it's on YouTube. Just someone post it in chat, okay? And we'll bring it up. Yeah, I remember this clip because back when I was like a 16-year-old or 17-year-old little Zoomer boy who was falling down the alt-right rabbit hole, I saw Chris Ray Gun defending this clip and saying Richard Spencer may not be a Nazi because the left calls anyone they don't like a Nazi these days. Though I should clarify, he has gone back on that and cringes at that to this day. But you know, we've got, maybe I'll actually talk about the current Chris Ray Gun drama next stream. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think I should talk about the current Chris Ray Gun drama happening next stream? Here's the clip.
Like a fucking 100 times. I am so mad. I am so fucking mad at these people. They don't do this to fucking me. We're gonna fucking ritualistically humiliate them. Yeah, that's right. Like, I am coming back here every fucking weekend if I have to. Like, this is never over. I win, they fucking lose. That's how the world fucking works. Little fucking kikes. They get ruled by people like me. Little fucking octoroons. My ancestors fucking enslaved those pieces of fucking shit. We're gonna win. I rule the fucking world. Those pieces of shit get ruled by people like me. They look up and see a face like mine looking down at them. That's how the fucking world works. We are gonna destroy this fucking town.
Okay, just to clarify, if there is any like question as to whether or not this guy's a Nazi, okay, just want to make sure.
Head, fueled no doubt by the media coverage of the election and the mounting fear that the country is broken and needed to be fixed. On the right, white nationalists marched in Charlottesville and clashed with other demonstrators, prompting a major police presence as well as a mainstreaming of terms like alt-right. On the left, socialism became much more mainstream, with candidates like AOC and Bernie Sanders, and Antifa clashed on the streets against MAGA supporters.
Good. Based. True.
The far right, and police, with right-wing speakers having rioters follow them to nearly every college campus. The country looked more like 1930s Europe than anything that the United States had been exposed to in decades. InfoWars was at one of its heights of popularity, with the election providing Alex with plenty of opportunities to create interesting content for his viewers and give his opinions on the current state of affairs, with him mostly targeting the Democratic Party and candidates like Hillary Clinton. One of the biggest events in the conspiracy theory world happened during this somewhat toxic political climate, and became as popular as it did because of this pressure cooker that the country was in at the time. In March of 2016, the emails of campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, were released by WikiLeaks. Combing through these emails appeared to be many references to a child trafficking ring where children were being exchanged for money by people in power. The name Pizzagate comes from the belief that references to pizza in these emails were actually code words used to discuss these children that were being sold. A number of people on the right, including Mike Cernovich, Brittany Pettibone, and of course Alex Jones, promoted the conspiracy.
You want us to cover Pizzagate? We have covered it. We are covering it, and all I know is God help us, we're in the hands of pure evil.
Alex ended up largely taking the fall for the situation once the Pizzagate theory was supposedly debunked. Doing a quick search for the term on Google today will bring you to pages where it is claimed to be fake news, and most say that there is no validity to the theory.
Is he about to do it? Is he unironically about to go do the oh, he predicted Epstein thing? Is that what we're about to get?
The Pizzagate Wikipedia page reads as follows. Pizzagate is a debunked conspiracy theory that went viral during the 2016 United States presidential election. It has been extensively discredited by a wide range of organizations, including the Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia. Most in the public saw the conspiracy as nothing more than that, a theory, which many thought had been completely proven false. The way that a number of people found out about this was from American talk show hosts painting those who believe it as crazy, while simultaneously doing a very poor job of addressing the actual arguments at hand.
And the craziest...
He's not wrong here, though, to be honest. He's not wrong here. This is one of the biggest issues I have with, like, these types of shows, right? They don't dig deep enough into the arguments. Not only are they fucking liberals, but they don't dig deep enough into the arguments, and, they basically leave, a lot of, like, liberal, kind of, like, center to left-leaning people with no arguments against these, like, ideas, right? So when they encounter somebody who challenges them, they just can't argue against it, and they end up falling down the rabbit hole, because they're like, well, I mean, fuck. I don't know how to argue with that. That's at least how it was for me, right? When I was younger and I would hear these like right-wing talking points, I wouldn't know how to argue against them. I'd be like, well, sounds reasonable to me. I mean, that's actually, it sounded reasonable.
Fake news of all is something called Pizzagate.
A Kelly File exclusive tonight on the conspiracy theory that came to be known as Pizzagate.
It's centered around Pizzagate, the debunked internet conspiracy theory.
I don't blame these people for not believing. I don't think that anyone would want to. It seems somewhat far-fetched that politicians, who have the most to lose out of anyone really, would be involved in child trafficking and a massive ring of abuse. It seems ridiculous and far-fetched, and there definitely isn't any proof for such a thing taking.
Hold on. I'm gonna give my hot, searing take, okay? Powerful people in government just in general, probably have a higher chance of being a pedophile because, or I mean, like having a higher chance of being like an offending pedophile that successfully gets through with it because of how much money and power they have. I have no doubt that like a lot of these people in power are pedos, right? I mean, Trump probably fucked a lot of fucking 13, 12-year-olds, okay? Listen, I have no doubt about it, okay? That's my scalding hot take. But I don't know if it's on the level of like the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, right? Like I don't know if it's on that. Wait, what the fuck? What? I hate Streamlabs OBS. I hate it. I genuinely do. I hate it. I hate Streamlabs OBS. All right, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if it's on the level of like Pizzagate though. I think it's more so like individual powerful people in government, maybe small like groups of people are like pedos but have enough power and influence to sort of shame their victims into silence, right? I don't think yeah, I don't know. I don't believe there's like underground child sex slave rings happening in the US government. And if it is happening, it's Republicans doing it. 100%. The way Republicans around the country try to push to lower the age of consent and legalize child marriage, I promise you Republicans are the ones that are doing it, if the shit is real. And that's a big if.
Taking place. Oh, wait.
Billionaire businessman Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in New York.
I don't miss! I never miss! I never fucking miss. I promise you I haven't watched this yet. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. Fucking Xander God. I don't miss. I predicted this? I fucking Nostradamus this shit. I predicted this like 20 minutes ago. Okay. Alright, I think we've seen enough. Okay, so this video is literally just him like, just, you know, defending Alex Jones and saying, oh, well, Alex Jones did this one indefensible thing, but actually, if you consider the possibility that he has, that he's clairvoyant, he was kind of right about this other thing, you know, with Epstein, right? Epstein was not Pizzagate. Xander Hall also, Alex, used the fact that people went missing after an earthquake in Haiti as evidence. Of course, some people are going to go missing after half a country is destroyed. Yeah, I know. Alex Jones is a piece of shit. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I can't tell if, like, I don't think Turkey Tom is, like, malicious. I think he has a bit of, like, a right-wing bias, and he's using that as a way of trying to cover for Alex Jones. It's really weird. But I don't know if I feel comfortable, like, attributing malice to Turkey Tom's actions here. I don't know. I would like to talk to Turkey Tom. If he ever wants to come onto the stream someday and talk to me, that'd be cool. I hope he talks to Vosh. I know he knows who Vosh is and has watched his streams. I'd like to see that, because I feel like Tom might be somewhat open to other ideas. It might be interesting. I don't know.